Today we're going to be learning about how to say to want and to have. First one we're going to talk about is how to say to have. There are actually a few ways to say that you have something in Korean. For example, let's just take this pen right here. So you can say, I have a pen. There's more than one way to say that you have a pen. The most basic way is what we're going to talk about first, and that is actually 있다. 있다 does not use an object. So what I mean by that is, if you wanted to say, I have a pen, you wouldn't want to use pen with an object marker, or the. And this is a very common, super wrong thing to do in Korean. This is 100% wrong and sounds really awkward. 있다 does not actually mean to have. It means something completely different. 있다 actually only translates as to have in English. All 있다 means is to exist. Like in English, we would say there is a building over there, or here is a sandwich, or there is a table. Here in my hand exists a sandwich. Over there exists a building. Here exists a pen. That's all that this verb means, to exist. So because of that, you cannot say, I exist a pen. That doesn't make any sense in Korean because you cannot exist anything. This just means to exist. So if you wanted to say, I have a pen, what you actually are going to say in Korean is, a pen exists. So anytime that you're trying to say, I have something, you can simply just say, well, this object exists. So that might sound a little bit vague. Like what if you wanted to say like, oh, look over there. That building exists. 저기 건물, building. So 건물이, subject marker, 있어요. But you might be thinking, oh, but then they might think I'm saying I have a building, right? Because 있다 can mean to have something. If you just said this pen exists also means I have a pen, then what if I say there exists a building over there? Am I saying that building is mine? Depends on the context. Probably not. Koreans are very good at telling whether you're using this word to mean exist or whether you're using it to mean that you have it. It'll be very easy to tell by the context. You do not have to worry about Koreans misinterpreting this as saying that something exists. So 있다 means to exist in the sense of it exists in my hands. It exists to me. I have it. It is mine. So in Korean, when you say that you have something using to exist, you're literally saying just that it exists, but it exists to me. Like it exists on my person, as in I have it. So you could say something like this. Instead of 저기, like over there, you could say 저는. As for me, a building exists. Koreans will hear this and they'll clearly know you're not saying like, as for me, a building exists. That doesn't make any sense. Of course it means, as for me, a building exists to me. I have a building. I own a building. So you use 있다 to say that you have something, but the literal meaning is just to exist. So never use this with the object marker. Instead, use it with any other marker. The most common one that you'll see this used together with is the subject marker, which is 이 after a consonant or 가 after a vowel. You're probably familiar with this marker. If you wanted to say you don't have something, you would do 없다. 없다 is just the exact opposite meaning of 있다, and it means to not exist. If you only had to learn that one verb, that would be great, but there's a little more to it than that. The next one we're going to learn is 가지다. 가지다 is another verb, which also means to have, but this one literally does not mean to exist. What this literally means is to carry or to hold. As in, I am currently carrying, holding, I have it on my person. Do you have something? Are you currently carrying something? Are you currently holding something? This one is often used in some different situations though than 있다, but it also can be used to mean I have something. However, this is not just to say that you can take this verb and use it to say you have something. For example, so you would say, oh, okay, well, I said I had money by saying 돈이 있어요. So now this one means to carry. First of all, you will use this one with the object marker to say what it is that you have. You can carry something, right? You can hold something, right? So you might be thinking, oh, well then in that case, all I have to do, right, is just say 저는 돈을, and then let's conjugate this, 가져요, right? No, this would be completely wrong. This verb is not used in the present tense to say that you carry something or hold something. Grammatically, it's correct, but what it means is you're just saying, I will carry this. I am going to hold this. It's kind of a weird way of saying you have something. It just directly would mean I am going to, or I will carry something, like I will hold it, or you hold it. 가져요, 이거 가져요. Take this, hold this. But if you want to say you have something, this is used in what's called the progressive tense. Progressive means that you're currently doing something right now. So if you were to say, I am holding it, I am carrying it, that's what's called the progressive tense. And in Korean, the progressive tense is, you might have seen this before, 고, and then 있다, conjugated. Now this 있다 here is not the same 있다 as to have. This is just part of the progressive tense. You would use this verb in the progressive tense in order to say that you have something. So literally what you would be saying is, since the progressive tense is kind of like an ing ending, you would literally use this verb to say, I am holding, I am carrying this money, or this pen, or this book. It doesn't necessarily have to be in your arms or in your pocket. It's just something that's really close to you that you could bring around on your person. So instead, if you wanted to say, I have money, 저는, as for me, 돈을, right? Because you're gonna carry it. We have to use it in the progressive tense. So, 가지고 있어요. Literally what this means is, right now, on my person, I have, in my pocket or somewhere, I have money. So I am holding, right now, money is what it literally means. So that's one of the ways that it's different than just saying 있다, because 있다 simply means something exists. Anticipation of Billy doing a dance cover. As long as there's dabbing in it, I'm all for that. The regular way to say, I'm going to bring something, I'm going to take something there. Like, are you coming to the party? Yeah, I'm coming. What's up? Can you bring some soda? Sure, I can take some soda, or I can bring some soda there, right? In Korean, what they say is they actually use this verb for that. They say 가지고, and then if you're going somewhere, 가다, or if you're coming somewhere, 오다. So 가지고, 가다, and 가지고, 오다 are how you say to take something with you, like to bring something along, whether you're going somewhere else or whether someone's coming here. And this also literally means to carry something or to hold something and go, or carry something and come. If you wanted to ask your friend, hey, do you have your wallet with you right now? You can say it one of two ways. You can say 지갑이 있어요? Is there a wallet? Do you have a wallet somewhere? Maybe it's at your house. Maybe you have it on you right now. We don't know. Or you can directly ask them, 지갑을 가지고 있어요? Do you have your wallet with you? Instead of just saying, do you have a wallet? Do you have your wallet? But that's the difference between these two different forms, is that 있다 simply says something exists or that you have something, and 가지다 means you're actually carrying it. You actually have it, right on your person, or, really maybe close to you. Another thing, 가지다 is often shortened to 갖다. So you could just say 갖고 있어요. And this means the exact same thing as 가지고 있어요. 갖다 is simply a shortened version of 가지다. There's no difference in meaning between 가지다 and 갖다. So the difference between 있다 and 가지다. If you want to emphasize that something is currently on you, or, really close to you, like you have it, maybe it's right in your car or something, but it's with you. You have it. You brought it. Then use 가지다. Otherwise, you can use either one. You can even say 있다 if you have it on your person. It's totally fine. Just that it doesn't emphasize that. For example, if someone's asking, hey, do you have can I borrow $1? And everyone's like, oh, I don't have it. I don't have anything. You can say, oh, 난 있어. Oh, I do. I have it. I have it. And even if it's on your person, you can still say 있어. It's still fine. As for me, it exists. I have it. But if you wanted to emphasize that it's currently on your person, you have it directly with you, you can use 가지다. So if you don't feel like you need to emphasize that, you don't need to use it. If you're saying you have a family member, only use 있다. If it's like someone you want to honorify, there's also 계시다, which is honorific. So you cannot say you have a family member, 가지고 있어요, 동생을 가지고 있어요, because that would be like you have them, like they're yours. You're carrying your brother, like that. 있다. You just use this one, to exist. The next thing we're going to say is how to say to want. And the first one I want to talk about is actually the one that I don't want you guys to use. This verb literally means to want. 원하다. It's also a verb that uses an object marker. So if you want to say what it is that you want, you just put the noun first, and then you attach the object marker. This verb means to want. However, this sounds very direct. You'll hear it used in songs from time to time. 너를 원해, like I want you, or something like that. This is very direct. This is like saying, I want it. You will not hear Koreans say they want things using 원하다. Don't use this in regular conversation. Like, don't walk into the store and be like, oh, are you looking for something? Can I help you? Yes, 저는 야채를 원해요. They'll be like, yes, well, I want some vegetables. But never use this verb to say you want something. This verb is still used in Korean, but not to say you want something. Understand that Koreans will not think it sounds cute or funny. They'll just think you don't know how to translate Korean. 원하다 is used in Korean, but not to say that you want something. Instead, 원하다 is used as an adjective very commonly in Korean. For an example of that would be like 제가 or 내가 원하는 건, 제가 원하는 것은, what it is that I want. When it's used indirectly as an adjective, it's commonly used. It's totally fine to use it this way. It does not sound strange one bit when used as an adjective. But they do not use this to say that that's what they want directly because it just sounds so direct. But when you're using it as an adjective, it doesn't sound direct at all. It's simply describing whatever it is that you're talking about. Oh, let me just take a quick caffeine break. Next, here's how you can actually say that you want something. Hello, what do we have here? But Billy, that doesn't make any sense. This means to carry something or to hold something, I thought. Well, yes, it does. It still means just to carry or to hold. So we want to say we want a new computer. Well, 가지고 있어요 means I have it. What about something different? What if we wanted to say, I want to carry it? Well, that's how you say you want to have something. By in Korean saying you want to hold it. You want to carry it. You want to own it. And you do that with the regular 고, 싶다 ending. That means to want to do something. So this can be attached to verbs to say that you want to do something, not that you want to have something. 가지다, to have, 고 싶다 combined means I want to have it. I want to hold it. I want to carry it. So you can say 새로운 컴퓨터를 가지고 싶어요. Literally, I want to carry or have a new computer. You're taking the same verb, 가지다, and you're simply changing the ending to whether you want to say you do have it already, 가지고 있어요, or you want to have it, 가지고 싶어요. People are done with 사귀다. An easy way to think of this is just as to date. So you're not going to say you want to have a boyfriend with 가지다 or 있다. But you could say literally you want to date or 만나다 to meet. 사귀고 싶어요 if you want to date a boyfriend, like you want to have a boyfriend is what we'd say. So then how do you use it? You can say what it is that you want, which is just a noun, an inanimate object, so not a person or not an animal. Plus, there's two ways to use this. You can use the object marker, or optionally, you can also use this form with the subject marker. That's not a feature of just this verb though. That's actually a feature of this 고 싶다 form. Anytime you're using the 고 싶다 form, there's a lot of situations where you can use both the object marker and the subject marker. And I can talk about that in a different lesson. But to make things simpler, just focus on this form. You can use it with an object marker or with a subject marker. If you use it with the subject marker, it has the exact same meaning. However, it slightly emphasizes what it is you want to have. What I want is a new computer. Or what I want is a new computer. So if you want to slightly emphasize what it is that you want, use a subject marker. The feeling's pretty much the same though. It's only slightly different. So either one is perfectly okay to use. There's one more thing I want to talk about with this 고 싶다 form. You can only describe first and second person when you're talking about something that you want. So you can say, I want to go. I want to eat it. I want to buy a computer. I want to anything. And you can say you want, or you can ask someone, do you want? Maybe with a question mark, do you want that? Like, do you want to go to school? 네, 학교에 가고 싶어요? You can ask someone else. This I here is first person. And this you here is considered to be second person. However, there's also third person speaking. And that is whenever you're saying he or she or they, you cannot talk about any third person using this form unless you change it. If you want to say, I want something, you can use this form. If you want to say you want something or ask, you can use this form. If you want to say he, she, or they, someone that's not you and someone who you're not directly talking with. So in this case, if somebody wrote Billy in the chat and made a sentence, it's kind of acceptable because in this situation, to them, I am you. So it's kind of like, hey, Billy, you want to do this. Billy wants to do this. It's okay. But if you were to talk about a third person, like, you're talking with your friend, you say, oh, well, Josh, he doesn't want to go, or Josh wants to go. You cannot just use this form. You cannot say, Josh, 조시도 가고 싶어요. Josh wants to go. You cannot say that. In Korean, they say you cannot 100% know someone else's desires. So here's how to change it. It's actually not that hard. Instead of 싶다, you use 싶어하다. And then you conjugate it just like regular. So now you can say Josh wants to go too. 조시도 가고 싶어해요. All you have to do is know that this form means it's talking about a third person. For example, if you wanted to say, there are many people in Korea who want to learn English. Many people in Korea. This is not I'm not talking about myself. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about some third person. I don't know these many people. I don't know what they're thinking. So you can say 영어를 배우고 싶어요. I want to learn English. But now we're going to say people who want to. If this was a regular adjective, it would just become 싶은. It's talking about the third person. So we have to use 싶어하는. And then we can say 사람, people. So we have 영어를 배우고 싶어하는 people who want to learn English. 사람들이 많아요. There are many people who want to learn English. We talked about this in a previous live stream. You can search action verbs to adjectives where I describe how to do this in other situations. But essentially, 싶어하다 is no longer a descriptive verb. 싶다 is a descriptive verb, but 싶어하다 is an action verb. That's not a big difference though, but it will affect how it's conjugated. So that's all you have to do. Just change 싶다 to 싶어하다 whenever you're not talking about yourself or someone you're directly talking with, because the idea is you cannot know 100% what another person's thinking. If you know 100% what that person's thinking, feel free to use it. Otherwise, don't. So unless you're 100% sure, like maybe they directly just told you that, then you can be 100% sure. Otherwise, don't say they want to do it or they want to do it because you're not 100% sure. They might not. With a pet, you also need to use a different verb, 키우다, which means to raise. So you use this with a pet. So you can say, okay, 토끼가 있어요. 토끼 is rabbit. So you got a little rabbit here. This rabbit's not healthy. Or you can say, oh, in this one, you can use in any tense you want. You can say 키워요. You can just use it in present tense, or you can use it in progressive tense. So you don't have to do it in only the progressive tense like 가지다. Or I want to have one. 키우고 싶어요. Literally, I want to raise a pet. Or in English, we would just say, I want to have. So if you were to say, 토끼가 있어요, you're just saying there is a rabbit. Maybe you could say like, at our house, 우리 집에 토끼가 있어요. You're just saying there is a rabbit at my house. If you wanted to say like, at the zoo, 동물원 means zoo. 에 토끼가 있어요. That's perfectly fine. There are rabbits at the zoo. 동물원에 토끼가 많아요. There are many rabbits at the zoo. So if they're your pets, if you are raising them, you say 키우다. Someone else asked a question about how do you say I want to hold my puppy, right? Because I told you that 가지다 literally means to carry or to hold. Despite it literally meaning to carry or to hold, this isn't the word that you use when you say you want to hold an animal. This is when you want to hold, remember, inanimate objects. What if you wanted to say you want to actually hold someone? Like hold a puppy. Oh, a little puppy, I want to hold it. You would use a different verb, which means to hug, 안아주다, literally to hug, or embrace. So you could say 강아지를 안아주고 싶어요. I want to hold a puppy, like that. I hope you guys all enjoyed the stream today. I had fun. Again, thank you again to wonderful city of Seoul for allowing me to film right in front of the very busy Gwanghwamun. Gotta get out of here soon. So many tourists here. 그럼 다음에 또 봐.